Good evening, mortals and monsters, and welcome back to another episode of the Fables of Alaemyr. I'm your occasionally humble GM, Jay Stiver, leading our intrepid adventurers on their epic journey. Allow me to introduce our band of heroes. First, we have Nathaniel as the gallant and troubled Sir Alan Starr.
I am here.
You are. We have Ian, embodying the
Voice
timeless
line.
war. Well, beat me to it. The Warforge.
Getting worse every week.
Every worse. You know what? It's gonna be.
Love it.
Yeah, Burke. It is Burke. That is all. Peercy, channeling the musical and hopeful, be confused. Talon Heartland.
Hey, yeah.
And finally, we have Allie portraying the enigmatic Vesper Delaith.
I'm still not enigmatic, but thank
No,
you for
definitely
the
not.
introduction.
Yeah, I need to. Maybe I should update it to be maybe properly describe you. Very important. Anyways, as we dive, it's gonna be one of those days, ladies and gentlemen. As we dive deeper into the world of Alaemyr, I'd like to remind our watchers and listeners they can dive even deeper, delving into our journey to check out our socials below my little fun avatar guide, the QR codes, as well as in the description. So yeah, those of you wishing to interact more directly with us, you can always hit up with that and our Discord and our Instagram and Facebook and all the other goodies. With all that said, let's get to it, shall we? So, last time, what did we do? Last time, our adventurers chased after 3 additional of the Heartkeeper apprentices that were captured by a rather slippery individual working for Willard into a cave. There was a series of traps and puzzles for them to be able to find these kids that ended up being surrounded by a very, very cold lake underground. They were able to get past a series of levers that had filled the room with poison, a bridge that broke anytime any sound was uttered within the room, and an underground maze. But largely with the help of Burke not being able to breathe, our heroes were able to get through, get the kids, and get out. And that brings us to now.
We did it.
We did do it.
We saved everyone.
Hooray! The other 3 kids have been rescued and recovered, and
Then they lived happily ever after.
And then they lived happily ever after. Good night, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us.
There were no consequences to our actions.
And not a single NPC died that day. It was the day the Earth stood happy.
Suspicious.
Alaemyr stood at peace. But let's
Earth in
be
this
honest.
universe means
Yeah.
another word for dirt.
This way, the dirt would happy. So,
Just fucking nonsense. Continue.
I have no idea.
Time to get back.
So, all right, voice line. So, with our heroes now having rescued those 3 kids, you are at the entrance of this cave. It's getting later into the evening on the 30th of Flame. Nathaniel, Sir Starr has just also found a note addressed to him, with just the 2 words, "Come home," on it. He stabbed it with his dagger, setting that and the note into flames and scorching a bit of the tree around it. And our heroes are heading back to Rosebark. We can start here.
So do you think that's just a confirmation that this was sort of a test of our skills? Or what do you think that means exactly? Why does he want you to know that he knows?
He can only hide his attempts for so long. He knows that I know he's targeting me. There's no point in hiding that. He is, at this point, because I move around with all of you, able to test my abilities. He's able to see how his magic has worked its way and what it's able to do. And if he manages to capture me along the way, then that's just a positive cherry on top.
But he can't observe you directly, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
We were in that fog, if you would call it, and it parted with my aura.
Yeah.
I can only assume that he has some means of monitoring my movement in such a way. And as such, I can't imagine I can sneak into Naladovi.
No, not
Sure,
that
his magic will
easily.
respond immediately.
That's right, I forgot. We were in Naladovi last time. You had that strange effect on you where you couldn't go
Exactly.
in. So that's going to make
Real quick,
things
I
a little more
believe
complicated.
he was able to enter, but
Yeah.
as soon as he did, your beard started turning white, and you decided
Right.
that that was not a good idea, and you didn't enter.
Yeah, we decided not to fuck around with the end result of whatever that effect was going to be.
Yeah.
Rapid aging, it seemed. Or at least enough of a change.
That is something we'll have to figure out as well.
Yeah. And if there's some sort of protection we can give to you that will allow you to come and go without having that effect on you. I don't know.
Who knows? Maybe something of the champions can help.
Yeah. That's another thing we have to look at and see if we can get any more clues to where other things might be. Because it would really suck to go somewhere and then reveal a clue and be like, we were just there. We could have looked into it.
I do like to gather all information before venturing out.
Yeah.
We do at least know our next destination, though. We'll get these kids settled, and then we need to get the spire.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think we could also try to hit Naladovi before Spire. It's really just about how much of Willard's eye do we want to draw.
and
I
how?
think the question we have to ask ourselves is if are we willing to face Willard? That is a likely outcome if I go to Naladovi.
I mean, there's something
And
else
if
there
you all
too.
go without me, you could be captured and then only used as bait to bring me there anyway.
We also have Rosebark to consider.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily move on Naladovi unless we plan to hold up in Rosebark for a little while.
That's true too. They were able to, once the magic went back into the walls, it was able to repel the initial invasion. But that doesn't mean he won't try to strike again when they're weaker. There's a lot of rebuilding that the city still has to do.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it is better that we wait on Naladovi.
Though I do need to go to Tyr
Yeah,
with your sister.
yeah. Still need to visit Tyr. And then we need to go to Spire, and we need to do some work on Hartford Hall, and it would be nice to unlock more of the book and make a bit more of a plan. I also, for what it's worth, even if he can't look at you directly, Sir Star, he can certainly look at us, and she'll gesture to herself and Talon and Burke, and you're never too far from the rest of us, so...
He gathers a lot of information from where he can't see, maybe.
Yeah.
At least outside of his fog, I can move around.
I wonder if he has the same capabilities. We are making an assumption here, actually. He was scrying and spying on us when he had his saint powers. We don't know that he can necessarily do that himself as he is now.
I also know that I'm protected against such magics.
Right. Right.
Thankfully, my god has made it so.
Yeah.
Maybe we should all be protected against such magics.
It
can
would
be.
be entirely beneficial.
Especially if we're a group of...
You're protected as long as you're within 10 feet of me.
Oh, well, then we always just need to be within 10 feet of you.
I thought I... Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I thought that I had made that clear a long time ago. You all should always pretty much stay close to me.
Yeah, that's
Why
what
do you
we
think
would
I get so
do.
frustrated when I see you all run in different directions on the battlefield?
It's
Just
never
to
gone
stay
wrong.
next to me.
It's literally never gone wrong. Unpunished.
So how many fireballs apart you guys are saying? Oh, a
At
third of
least
one. Perfect.
One fireball's
Perfect.
length apart.
Perfect.
Yeah.
30-foot radius sphere, so 1/6 actually.
Yeah.
Or is it
Still,
20-foot radius sphere?
I think
Am I
it's 20
lying?
foot. I think it's 20 foot in 5e, 30 feet in 3.5.
It's too big.
first thing we have to do is get the kids home.
Yeah. Walking and talking, walking and talking.
Certainly. It'll take you better part of a day to get back there. If there's anything you'd like to occur on the way when it comes to RP or anything you want to accomplish beforehand, let me know. Otherwise, I'd be glad to story ahead another day to get you back to Rosebark.
I would like a chest of magical treasure to fall from the sky in front of us.
It's happened
okay.
once before. It could happen again.
That's
There's
true.
a non-zero chance.
That's
I
true.
mean, I guess I can have you all making dexterity saving throws to not be crushed by the giant treasure chest that comes out of the sky. Who wants to roll those dice? Coming from that high up, doing a little math, that's 200 d6. All right, who wants to roll this one? Let's go. Let's go. Let's
Save
go.
for half, just to be fair.
Save for half.
Could
Perfect.
probably take it if I rage.
Oh
What's
my
the
god, he probably
average
could.
of 200
Reasons I need to
d6.
keep leveling rogue.
600
Evasion.
dice, 600 damage. Yeah, I think
Alright,
without evasion you're in
so
trouble.
If you succeed, it's halved to 300.
Yep.
And then if you're raging, it's halved again
Halved
to
again to
150, which will not kill you outright. That's fucking hysterical.
I mean, it'll drop you to unconscious, and then everyone else will be dead. So, once again, Burke is on his own.
That's what this story was all about anyway.
Right. Yeah, it just ends here. Burke on his own, crushed by a giant treasure chest that fell from the sky. Like most of his adventures, ends this way. Weirdly.
And
What
then he
else is
destroys
new is
Rosebark.
4 words.
Inside the chest was his fourth word all along.
That's the magical treasure. Burke's fourth word.
One more word.
And that's how I summon them, by sacrificing party members. It's fine.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, 3 members per word, and the best part is his word is so great, it must reside in the chest that large.
I like that it's not 1 member per word either. It takes 3 of them. Like, it's a lot of fucking work.
This
Why
is some
there's
Sorcerer's
still only
Stone bullshit.
3.
Just been farming you all along.
No!
All right,
One
cool.
party of level 11 adventurers equal 1 word.
1 word, perfect. All right, so it's around 2 in the afternoon the next day. You guys arrive back into Rosebark.
I had another fucking question. I don't know what it
Oh,
was.
well then I'll wait for your fucking question.
No, it's fine. It doesn't really matter where on the journey. It comes up more. Talon had been talking a lot with. Oh my god, Verona.
Verona. Yep.
My Verona.
Thank you.
you.
That is, in fact, how I remembered it eventually. I was like, wait, the song.
Same.
And so that's where we'll ask him at some point on the road. Did she ever mention that the magical dome she explained to us at one point, does it protect against things like scrying? Did she talk about that at all?
Oh, no, that's a very good question.
Okay. Be something to ask her
Yeah, that's a good
in that
point.
case. Or if the ruby growth doesn't do that, then maybe one of the other gems could do something like that.
Maybe. I'm uncertain. That's definitely...
Yeah. I know she's still experimenting with it, but I know you'd been
Yeah.
talking with her more about it than the rest of us, so. If you had remembered.
Not that I recall, not that specifically.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, the whole way home, I'm
Yeah.
just going to try to make sure the kids have a good time is the wrong word, but like are
L-
in better, are
minimize the
trying to get
trauma.
them in better spirits.
Perfect. Why don't you give me a persuasion roll?
Sure.
I'll
You
go.
do sing-alongs.
I'll
Yeah.
help.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
Performance.
that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking.
Nice.
Yeah, it's still performance, and I'll take the advantage.
I mean, it's okay. A 12 or a 6. How about a 12, which is a 25?
Yeah,
Yeah.
plus 13 sounds decent.
Mhm.
Yeah. Kids are pretty quiet and stoic, but by the end of your journey, they are kind of singing along, doing little marching songs, and are much better spirits by the end of it, which is good.
Cool.
Very, very good. All right. So it's early in the afternoon, you arrive back into Rosebark, and as you arrive at the gates, you do see that the town is. You see woven branches have been placed over different buildings in kind of a decorations. Leaves that are beginning to turn ambers and reds and oranges are woven into wreaths and have been placed in different places along town. You see that people are setting up different stalls in the center of town as well. As you're taking a peek, looks like they're preparing for a festival of some sort.
A festival?
Festival? For those of you that are naturally inclined, tomorrow is the first day of autumn.
Rosebark isn't burning.
Huh.
I'm surprised.
Do you think this whole thing was a decoy tactic?
I'd thought, yes.
Me too.
Seems Willardy.
It does. I agree.
Seems tactical.
Mm,
So I'd hope that they could get by without 4 chucklefucks defending the place.
We are quite capable chucklefucks.
Yeah,
Agreed.
chucklefucks doesn't imply incapableness. Merely
Fair.
implies that they also have capableness. I don't actually know where I was going with that.
They weren't the first time.
Yeah. They were doing all right, but, not everyone is prepared for hand scorpions.
Oh, that battle was lost without us.
Oh, yeah. No, I agree. On account of the hand scorpions.
We also
41
quite literally
years.
needed to get them a ruby.
41 years.
hmm
That's how long they've got.
Fine till then.
All right,
Okay.
kids, let's get back to the Heart Keepers.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, well, what the fuck are you talking about?
Why did it get so dark?
They're on top of Shadow. Shadow's like a few steps ahead.
Yeah.
We're playing music. We're
I'm
covering-
assuming they're not hearing any of this, but I
Yeah.
really
We've
do
been
like.
awake for 36 hours. It's like
I'm trying to
It's
play
time.
loud
ready
enough.
to.
Yeah,
exactly.
Dylan, your 25 did a great job. The kids have no idea of the dark shit you're talking about,
Yeah.
but
For
I
what
do
it's worth,
like.
Burke probably would not have censored himself
Oh, no.
until Vesper probably gave him the shush finger.
I love
valid.
that. I love that so much.
I
but
assumed
yes.
they were either not paying attention or asleep in some manner. So
Yeah, I mean, or
not having
yeah.
this conversation at the top of my lungs, exactly.
Hey, kids, you're all gonna die soon. Woo!
Not soon. Not soon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They've
they'll
got
be
enough time to
middle-aged.
have like spouses
Yeah.
and kids.
Some of these
They'll
people
get to
are
see
like
their-
8, right?
Never mind. I'm not going to say what I was going to say.
Too dark, too dark, too dark. We bring them back to Verona.
And they're all crossbow trained, so now they might have more of a chance.
Hell yeah.
Amazing. Yeah.
That's really
so,
why they were able to get captured. They didn't have their crossbows.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Every kid needs a crossbow.
Honestly, like 6, 8-year-olds with crossbows is a fucking menacing idea.
Yeah, that's mean. That's mean.
Just saying, the only way to defend yourself against a bad guy with a crossbow, is a good guy with a crossbow. Just saying.
Yeah, that's
Too real? Too soon? Yeah,
totally
it's all
why
good.
the. Oh, never mind. So. Yeah,
All good. All right.
head back to the Heart Keepers. That's
Cool.
what
Yep.
we're doing.
So yeah, so the how does math work? 7 of you head into the guild district and head to the Heartkeepers Guild. as you walk past the different guild houses, they all seem to be doing some level of preparation for the Equinox Festival. That is happening tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Bring them back.
Yeah. So you head back. You
Hello.
arrive. Oh, somebody's like has a bit of reeds kind of between their hands, reading is, oh hi, oh my God, you're back, and gets up, drops the thing, and one of the older apprentices, maybe aged mid to late teens, his name is Derek. He goes, oh, you're back, and he goes, thank you. Oh, Vern will be so happy. 1 sec, I'll go get her. And he kind of leaves his reed weaving on the floor and runs off and goes to find Verona. A few minutes later, she emerges out of the guild house with a very tired looking incredibly tired, big bags under her eyes, and maybe a little bit twitchy. And oh, good. And she kind of lets out a sigh and comes out to greet you all. Oh, thank God. And please, may I offer you something to drink, to eat? You look as tired as I feel.
I'm gonna go sleep, actually, but thank you.
Yes.
Same.
Yes.
Ah, excellent. And the other three?
They came back before us
Um,
on the
sorry?
dire wolves.
With Larend. Don't do this to me, Verona. I haven't slept in 36 hours. Have you seen the other three in Larend?
Well, not yet, but I'm sure they'll be back any moment. Go get some sleep. I'll send some of. I'll look into it.
Solaris, fucking save me.
Yes, they do need the 4 chuckle fucks.
Sending.
She just looks at her star and is like, just that little thing where she like raises both her hands up by her shoulders and the I give, you win gesture.
He just gives like a nod back. It's like, what can we say?
I pull out a short piece of fine copper wire and
Yep.
stick it under my tongue
Mm-hmm.
and wiggle my fingers and say, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Just cast sending to the dude.
Okay. Your spell does not find a target.
That's not good.
Those either on another plane of existence or dead. I say very quietly.
Maybe try one of the kids.
Yeah.
And I named them. It's great. I have them. I have their names.
Insert name there.
Insert name here. We have.
If you've named them, they can't be dead.
That is the rule. That is absolutely the rule. We have Hopper, Lake, and Jack.
Cool. I don't.
Is this not Astrid? And...
Shoot. We have
Astrid's with
Astrid
you.
with us.
You asked her with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, the previous name child is with
I
you.
can't do that again today.
Verona, do you know anyone who knows the kids and can get a distant message to one of them?
Of course.
Larend is not answering, so to speak. She gives that look of, you catch my drift here.
So Star's eyebrows go up a little bit behind her,
Her face pales a bit, but she plasters on a smile. Of course, you've done more than could be asked. I will see to it, and thank you for all your help. I will make sure that we're able to get a message to one of the children, and I'll.
And no one leaves town now, is a suggestion that I have.
That may be wise.
I don't care what festival's about to come about. It happens within the walls.
Yes.
It's just a suggestion, but one I strongly suggest.
Any chance Zeus has met any of these kids?
No.
Cool.
And Yes, I'll see to it. I'm. If it's getting the message to any of the children, I should be more than capable of making sure that happens.
Presumably, we were taking the same path that they took,
Yep.
either
Uh-huh.
until or after a certain point, right?
Yeah.
So did we? They had a cart. They had a wagon. At any
With-
point, do
with
we
dire
recall like
wolves.
losing track of those? The tracks. They had a wolf and a
They had a wolf.
prison cart turned wagon.
Sure. You don't, because you also took a slightly different direction by heading into the mountains to go target on the other set of kids. So you would not have seen this happening. And yeah, something happened between the time you told Laren to head back to Rosebark and the time you guys got back here.
All right, you'll excuse me for just a moment. I'm gonna walk outside. I'm gonna go behind one of the trees near the Heartkeepers Guild Hall. I'm gonna sit on the dirt. I'm gonna take out my little oyster knife and just stab the dirt a whole bunch, going, God fucking damn it, son of a bitch. And like spend like a minute doing that, and then come back and be like, "So did we go? Did we go? We walked all night. Did we go?
I don't see any reason to continue stopping.
Yep.
I need to sleep.
I'm okay. If you want to sleep, so Star and I can.
We'll
Check
get a head
back.
start.
Yeah.
I can find you, and I can potentially find them tomorrow.
Maybe you should take the sending stone.
Yeah. That way you've got one free message at least.
That's
Yeah.
fair. Who has the other one?
I do.
Okay.
Do I have anything else helpful? Nope. Hold on. I'm gonna go make a pit stop to Zeus. This will only take a moment, if you don't mind.
Nope.
Jog back to. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Padri's Manor. Which
Sure.
I've forgotten the name of the house. Padri's
Yep.
house, mansion.
Yeah.
Where we're
It's
staying. Manor house, not really mansion.
Rosewood Hall, I believe.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Because my spell storing scimitar is empty, so I'm gonna see if he can give me a couple spells to drop into it if he's got.
Sure.
Actually, I'm gonna, because it's spell storing 3, so it could be 3 ones or a 2 and a 1 or a third. I'm gonna have him drop ascending into it if he can.
Ascending, I think.
There's not like a
He
limit.
has ascended.
Ascending is a cleric spell, so
Yeah, I guess you can cast it with a target. It's just like they use the spell slots to use it.
That's all
Yeah.
it
yeah.
is.
So he uses the spell slot to cast it into the sword, and then I can cast it from the sword
you
at a
want.
later point. Yeah,
I like it. Yeah, I'm
That's-
down for that.
that's how the item works. So
Sure.
as long as
Yeah,
he
yeah.
has sending prepared.
Let me go take a look at Zeus. Yeah, you're good. He has that prepared. He can cast it into your sword, no problem. And yeah, that is good.
Or actually, does he have locate object?
He does not.
Okay, cool. And I'm just gonna go with sending, so we don't spend a whole bunch of time on it.
Okay, perfect, no problem.
So that takes a couple minutes, but to jog over there, get him to do it, and then jog back.
No problem. As you head back, you do see Verona gathering together a force of capable warriors and organizing a party to search.
Sir Star looks like pointedly at Vesper, questioningly, like, he'll say like, do we need them? Or are they in danger?
I think they're capable adults, and I think us on one team and them on another team can't hurt. Let's cover more ground.
Okay. I'll send a prayer out for them.
I'm gonna give a description of the guy we're looking for to the best of my ability and his abilities. Like, we know he's super sneaky. We know he can move through woods really quickly, etc.
Okay.
Definitely uses magic to do so. Knows water
Stinky dire
breathing.
wolves
Yeah.
wagon.
Just give a quick rundown of some of the stuff we went up against
Oh, sure.
that may
certainly.
have been left by him, so they kind of know what to expect, and then turn to Sir Star and say, and then the path that we took was approximately. I'm not as good at that as you are, but
He'll shoot out a number because he's much better at that
yeah,
and had already been thinking about it.
Yeah, yeah.
just be like, we kind of went, this
Yeah.
direction for this many miles, etc.
Perfect. All of you
Just so
who
that
have
they
been
have
up,
that.
I do all need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please, as you guys have been up for way too many hours and are looking to gear up to go out again.
I'm not.
Okay, Talon, you're good. You go to sleep.
Yeah.
21.
That is
16.
a 25.
Okay. And sorry, you said 25?
Correct.
God damn, y'all. God damn, y'all.
And we're all
I
next
am
to
a
him. Yeah.
paladin.
What's up?
I rolled an 18.
Ah, that's good. It's very, very good. Cool.
We're
Ooh,
all
does
next
Sir
to him,
Star's
yeah.
bonus apply to this?
It should.
Oh, yes, it does. If you're
Then
within 10 feet.
21 or 20.
that plus
30,
4.
20. Yep.
Yep. Okay.
25.
Yeah. You are all able to generate enough force of will to get up moving, but you're all dead tired, except for maybe Burke.
I do want to do something before going to sleep.
Yeah, go ahead. What do you want?
Oh, while we're still with the Veronas.
Tell me.
Do you have a possession of Larian's and any of the other 3 children? Or a lock of their hair? That would be even better.
I have their night clothes, which I believe would help. Are
That'll
your
work.
friends really going to go out now? They look like they haven't slept in days.
We haven't, and they're going to.
I appreciate what you've done for all of us, but they're no use to anyone if they get themselves killed because they're too tired to act.
They'll be okay. I'm going to sleep.
At least you have some sense then, I guess. Sleep well.
I'll be back tomorrow.
Okay. So the three of
Head
you
out?
are going to head out. To simplify things, I'm going to make it a survival roll.
That is what tracking is.
All of us, or?
Going to be a hard one. So
Nice. That's a nat 20.
okay, what's the
For a total of 27.
Okay.
I got a nat 20 as well for
Holy
27.
shit.
Well, we really want to find these kids.
Right?
I have a 14.
I have a DC. But you both rolled nat 20s, which makes me hurt my heart because none of you hit the DC, but you both rolled nat 20s.
It's a skill check.
Mark rolled a 27. What the fuck is a DC?
30.
Very high.
Because vampires can fly. God damn it. I mean, we could probably find... They're not going to fly away wargs, so we could probably find at least the uppers.
If I
Well, I mean,
also
we're
roll a nat
overall
20
going back
right
to
now,
around-
can we do it?
Do you guys have destiny points?
I
Yeah,
know. That's what I
we
was
should use-
thinking. I was
I'll-
just
I'll
like,
throw a destiny point on this to help my nat 20.
it's a destiny point's not just a nat 20. It's just a success, right? Like,
That is what they're there for.
yep.
Yep, I do that.
I'm done with your shit, DM.
I use
Destiny
one.
point.
Fuck that.
I mean, okay. Well, fuck me, I guess. I guess you do somehow pick up the trail. You do find a sense of, after several hours, or how many, who's spending a destiny point?
I am.
Daniel's spending a destiny point? Okay. You are able to, after many hours of searching, it's another 6 or 8 hours heading out to where you last saw Laren. And you see, you're able to pick up the trail, heading back to Rosebark. And then, as you see, there's a sudden turn, and the wolf, with elongated strides, begins sprinting in an opposite direction. Easternly.
In opposite directions?
No, the wolf goes in the same direction as himself, away from Rosebark, easternly, away from Rosebark.
Got it.
And the wagon tracks are still
Right.
there behind it.
Yeah, it's like there's a single wheel looks like for a while, and then another wheel. It looks like it may have just leaped ahead so quickly that it was kind of rocking back and forth. So, really fast. In an easterly direction.
And they didn't think to get out, stop the damn animal. Come on, you guys. Said under her breath as we
Sure.
continue.
You follow the trail for another mile or two, and you find the direwolf dead.
Dead how?
Yep.
Dead how?
By day.
There are puncture marks in its neck. Sanguinated.
Surprise, surprise.
Vesper's like leaning over Sir Star as he like looks through the wolf's fur to find the puncture marks, and she looks at him and then looks up at Burke and says, "It feels like a cliche at this point. Feels like a joke, you know? Or an act of desperation, one or the other."
Seems like
those
someone could
kids?
have been hungry.
Why those kids?
We'll take any kids they can get to get our asses back out here. There's a guy still out there who knows that we have the kids that he's stuck in that cave. So, wouldn't be too difficult for him to commandeer if he figured out that we left the others unattended. Because we're the only competent people in this fucking woods sometimes, it seems.
And DM, you said we headed in an easternly direction, all of this?
Correct.
Toward Naladovi, toward the workshop, toward Nocturna and the vampire infestation.
Naladovis
No.
to the west.
Opposite direction. Yeah.
Wait, what the fuck? What's a map?
Hmm.
I've never seen anything before.
You know
Interesting that
what?
they
You
would
know
be-
what?
Oh,
You're
they go
right.
west.
You're right. That is to the west, and I am dyslexic. And holy crap, there's a westerly direction.
Got
so
it,
like I
okay.
picked up what you were
Allie's
putting
correct.
down.
Allie's correct.
Yeah,
I'm just
okay.
dyslexic, which is I cannot believe I did that. You're right. Like, yeah. Hold on a second. 100%. It is the other way.
I
think
was
the
so
problem
mind
is-
fucked. Like, dude, where are they going now?
Yeah, right. I was like,
I
why are they
grew up
going to
on
the
West
elves?
Coast.
That's
the
weird.
oceans is always to the west, and I'm always like the opposite way of the ocean. It's fine. It's the other way. It's fuck me. All right, sorry about that. Yes, Allie,
I
you are
pulled up the
correct.
map and I'm like, where are they going? There's nothing over there. They
I was
ran
thinking
into
the same thing.
forest. Let's catch these fools.
Rosebark.
They are
is
going
pleased. The wolf
into-
was like, "We're not going home fast enough."
Faster home. Just sprints. Oh my god.
Okay, so they
I
headed
fucked up.
west.
Yes, they headed west. I'm so sorry.
I thought you said "weast."
I don't know how directions work.
Does it appear that they
bananas.
flew away?
Is that
Does it appear that they flew away?
the tracks
Yeah.
do end?
So
with
is the cart also
wolf.
here?
Cart is there. Yes.
Okay.
We searched the cart.
You find some traces of hair. Like not like just hair that would naturally fall out, not so much as like you find a stray hair. It's not like there was a violent
lock.
struggle. No,
Okay.
no lock.
I mean, I can try to reach out to one of the kids with the sending that I've got. Should we just do that now?
I don't see why not. We can
feel like-
wait until Talon contacts us.
Right. It's
We'll do
gonna. Well, it should be about now. If we've been walking for 8-ish hours, you should be waking up at some point soon. So.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he didn't sleep a full 8.
Well,
Gotta.
he doesn't need to rest a full 8 to get his magic back to full capacity, is my understanding. So.
His resting is not sleep. He can be doing quiet preparations for his final hour.
Wow, there's some
But he can't be
serious sleep
casting
judging.
spells. If you cast spells, then you can't rest. Anything more than like a little cantrip, anyway.
Amazing.
But I can still. You know,
Sleep
we
isn't
should've-
tactical.
I know. I wish I didn't have to fucking sleep. I feel like I should wait then, because we should have figured this out before we left, what he would do when he woke up, so that we don't double up on things. So I guess I will wait.
Okay.
Well, you
Let's have a
also have
heist
your sending
flashback.
stone.
Oh, I do have my
Yeah.
sending stone. I'm a dumb dummy. It's fine.
We have our moments.
Yeah, it's all right. All right. I gotta think about this for a second. It's been long enough. If I wake him up, I wake him up.
Also, side note, out of game, the long rest doesn't need to be sleep the whole time.
No,
I
it doesn't.
know.
You need if
No,
you
sorry,
need
that was the
sleep-
point he was going for.
Yeah, yeah. You just can't like cast spells during your other rest is the other thing.
Yep.
So, but you can be like talking to people.
Yeah, he can do some restful reading type stuff and walk
Exactly.
around. Anyway,
I'm gonna say found dead wolf. Blood sucked. One word. as in blood has been sucked. The act of blood sucking has taken place. Blood sucked. And you said that the kids' tracks continue, like they go out from here, or
You do not see tracks going out from here. You do get a. You do find something that was dropped. It appears to be a small doll, maybe a couple dozen yards to the. Let's do directions correctly this time, Jason. To the west, additionally, but it appears that they went airborne after this, as best you can see.
track stop airborne?
you find one last one midair.
Yeah.
You no longer see tracks. You see something that you see a doll that is several hundred yards away. The assumption you can make with your incredibly high survival rolls that if they're not touching the ground anymore, they must somehow be able to move above ground or below. Probably above, because they flew.
Wolf veered west suddenly. And you contact Kid and let me know. I have one sending. Be safe. And that's exactly 25.
Perfect.
Okay. I'll be scrying and then sending to the children. Once I have information, I will send to you what I have learned. It's 22.
Perfect.
Okay. Let me take a quick peek. Boop, 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 boop.
I forgot that. I don't know how I keep forgetting that he can scry. Just look. You don't have to ask first. You can just look.
That is a handy skill.
It's super helpful.
Recon Bard.
How much does he see when he looks for me?
Never tried
He's
yet.
never tried. Yeah.
I haven't.
You're always right there. A short jaunt away.
Well, except that one time I left a note.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd learned the spell yet then, so.
He had not. Okay.
Okay.
We spent that day extremely distracted, partying, also. I'm going to be honest.
Thank you for that.
It's
Yep.
true.
Thank you. Kind of just like hangs us out a little bit.
It's okay,
implication is
Burke.
very
Burke
clear.
looked like you the whole time we were doing it, right now.
Me as a player stopped paying attention for a second, and that sentence was wild.
I will not give context. You can watch the playback.
So if I scry on Burke right now, is he like in a bear suit?
Burke?
No,
Wait.
I've,
You scry on
I've
Burke?
just donned a hat. Don't worry about it.
Hold on, wait, what? Why are you wearing a hat? Hold on a second. What has the stream done?
Why am I not wearing a hat? What the fuck?
Why? Wait, I'm wearing a hood. Burke, what have you done?
He's blending in with
Disguise.
nature.
Yep.
That's perfect. Oh, that was a fun game. Cool. All right, Peercy, what
Yeah.
you doing, my guy?
Okay, so after Talon wakes up, he will. Well, do I have? If I have rations, I'm not gonna get food. Yeah, he's got 14 days of rations, so he's gonna eat, a
Okay.
third of one of those sets of rations on his way over to the Heart Keepers.
Sure. It's like the middle of the night right now. It's like almost midnight.
Yeah, well, he slept
Okay,
for 8
sure.
hours.
Oh yeah, I'm just letting you know about what time of day it is.
Sure,
It's
that's still
yeah.
that's what he's doing,
Sure, perfect. I'm not a problem at all. All right.
Cool.
Nobody's awake.
Yeah.
and it's like a pound, pound, pound.
Yeah. Someone gets up. Hello?
Hello, I'm here for the children's pajamas.
Oh, yeah, yes, right. That would sound so terribly awkward if everyone didn't tell me you were coming. Sure, right this way.
Yeah, Thanks.
And laid out on a bench, there is a label of 3 sets of night clothes, labeled Hopper, Jack, and Lake.
Hopper, Jack, and Lake. Thank you. Anything of Lawrence? Potentially.
Sure. Yeah.
Thanks.
One sec. And he kind of goes, actually takes up his right hand and removes a bracelet. He gave me this. Will this work?
Should. I'll bring it back to you.
Appreciate it. You can be all right.
I don't know. I kind of like give him that 10-mile stare, like I really don't know.
Sure. Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah. You're welcome.
I'll
Good
bring
luck.
all these back. Thank you. See you in like an hour, maybe a little more.
Sure. I'll be here.
And then I head over to the Temple of Helm.
Mhm.
Or not Helm. Asilios?
Yes.
Yes.
Our equivalent.
Yes. The Temple of
Sure.
Asilios.
Mhm.
And I'm assuming their doors are also closed.
They're closed, yes.
Well, Oh, I hope this works.
What do you do?
I pound on the door.
Oh, okay. Takes a few minutes. After maybe 5 minutes or so, a very sleepy priest Dave comes kind of shuffling out,
I remember Dave.
lantern in hand. Yeah, with lantern in hand, kind of peering out. What? How can I help you? You see him kind of bite back maybe a trying word.
Yeah. I apologize to wake you at such a late hour, but some of the children are still missing. And we fear they have been taken to Naldovi. I'm in need of a component. And I'm wondering if you have a font filled with holy water.
Well, I don't, but I wouldn't be much of a priest if I couldn't produce one right quick now, would I?
I'd
Come on
thank
in.
you greatly. Thank you.
So he, wraps his robe around himself a little bit tighter, kind of rubs his arms together, get a little warmth out. It's pretty chilly out. Autumn's just setting in. Breath's pluming within the church itself. And he heads to a basin. He goes into his back room and produces a bucket of water and fills the basin. And begins to speak words of prayer over it. Speaks quietly and reaches beneath his robes to grab a necklace that you can't see. And the water seems to... a black ripple of power goes over it. And it then settles back into normal water color. Would you like some privacy?
It's fine. I don't mind.
Well, then he goes back into his room, produces 2 glasses, and fills one for you and hands it to you.
Thanks. I just take a sip out of it and sit it down.
It's wine. It's not great,
Yeah.
but you've had Delathe, so nothing's it's ruined your palate.
True. Thank you. If you don't mind, I'm going to... I'm sure you know what I'm going to do.
He nods.
And
You light some candles, giving you a little bit of light to see by.
thank you. I crack my fingers and then begin chanting and moving my hands over the pool of holy water.
Mhm.
And the goal, during the chanting, right, I hold up Hopper's pajamas. Part of this sounds awesome and part of this sounds so silly. And I begin dipping the pajamas in the holy water as I'm chanting. It takes
Right.
10 minutes to cast, right?
Right.
Once I'm done, and they're fully soaked, I bring the clothes not out completely, but kind of hang over the side of the basin so that they're still in the water, but not taking up, the visual part, the reflection,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
And I attempt to reach out to Hopper with the scrying. Let's see, what is it? If he doesn't know I'm casting it, so he can't fail it willingly. But would you say I have first hand or I'm familiar with the target?
I'd say he wasn't one of the kids you play with directly, so you're not but you've seen him around, you know him on sight. I wouldn't say you're on super tight first name basis with him.
Yeah, it's not like Astrid.
Correct. So I'd say you're familiar.
Okay. And then, you mean first hand?
First hand, excuse me, yes.
It's okay. So that's nothing. But I do have a possession, so that's still a -4 to his roll.
Great.
And my spell DC save is 17, so he basically has to roll 21. She might.
I mean, yeah. I mean, these kids are talented, right? They do
Yeah,
have
exactly.
a wisdom modifier, right?
Yep.
I would say that realistically, it's probably a +1, +2, so he'd have to roll a natural 20, which he didn't. He rolled a natural 19,
Ooh.
so he does fail because you had the pajamas.
Woot.
Indeed, woot.
PJs for the win.
Soaked PJs for the win. That should never. Don't love that.
Yep.
Do not love that.
Yep.
All right.
What do I see? I can concentrate for up to 10 minutes.
Sure. The pool resolves. And Alan, you have dark vision, correct?
I do, maybe. Hold on. I think so, but
Yes.
I don't
yes,
think
you do.
about it a lot.
yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
You are a scene before you is revealed. You see a cloaked figure in black rippling fabric, face shrouded, with 4 individuals under his arms. 3 kids and a very badly hurt Laren. The scenery around is moving so damn quickly. They are hundreds of feet in the air. Which gives you some help of perspective. As you look around, you see snow below you. Pine trees covered in it. Sparsely spaced throughout the area. You can't see too far, but you do see that. You can see the 3 kids' breaths billow in plumes of fog as they breathe out. They're all unconscious, but are still beginning to shiver. They're moving incredibly quickly, but you can't see too far which way they're going. The scry stays for what? 10 minutes?
10 minutes, but give me a second. You can see in here through sensors here there. The sensor moves with the target remaining 10 feet from it for the duration. A creature that can see invisible objects sees the sensor as a luminous orb. Yeah. I can charge location instead of a creature, but I'm doing creature. But if it moves 10 feet away, I should still be able to keep it 10 feet from them and
Yeah. You're
look
it'll
at a
move with it.
distance.
It'll move
to
with
know,
it. Yeah, it'll move with the target.
Yeah, to get an idea of like what direction they're going.
Sure. It moves with Hopper, correct?
Yeah, it
Sure,
does.
Hopper's PJs. Yeah.
And imagine
So-
like a sphere around him that I can move.
Yeah, it's you got no clipping turned on. You're attached to a target, and you're able
100%.
to turn around and look in different directions.
Yep.
So while you are watching, what you do see is it seems like they're getting closer to the ground. They're about to land, and right as they're about to touch, looks like the ground falls away very, very quickly. You realize that it's not landing and rising. They've just crested a peak. They're on top of the Faerun Mountains.
And those are the mountains to the west.
Correct.
Okay. I can still cast Sending while scrying because it's not a concentration spell; it's an instantaneous
correct.
spell. So I will use the sending stone to do that first,
Perfect.
and say what was the name of the peak again?
The Farian Mountains.
Fairy Mountains.
It's a mountain range.
Yeah.
That is it's the mountain range directly to the west of Rosebark, as well as what's on the other side of which is Naladovi and the rest of Nocturna's empire.
Can I get a sense of like potentially where in the mountains by moving the sensor to look still at Larian but see the stars?
Oh, okay. I'll give you that. Stars make sense. If you look up,
If there are, if
You
it's
can-
not overcast, I guess.
thankfully you're high enough that you're above a decent amount of the cloud cover.
Oh, okay.
So why don't you give me a nature roll?
I will
that.
spend a destiny
Okay.
so I don't
would you
screw it
like?
up.
That is a good use of
Latitude
that.
and longitude, baby. Where are they?
Yeah.
Right.
And velocity.
Okay. Velocity is. Does that work? Does that give you that? I don't think that works.
They're moving at 60 feet per round. No.
Yeah, they are moving at 110 miles an hour.
Right.
But that is due according to Polaris, which is the star, and that's we make a triangle and we figure it out. And
Right.
I have no idea if that works. It definitely doesn't.
It's
All right.
navigation, but if we have
Sure.
constant constellations and it's autumn, I know that it's autumn. I can go.
Yeah,
oh,
no,
they're
you
about
can
here,
definitely get
so
a
they're
direction.
heading in this direction, based upon that, and yeah.
Yeah, you can absolutely get that. What you will see is that they are, call it, God, how do I give you directions of the map? I could highlight where they are on the map, which may be helpful. 'cause that's really helpful for our
I
viewers.
have an idea of your map.
Okay, so they
You
are
just say
at. Okay.
very close. How closely do you know where they are? And
Sure.
you don't have to.
You can. So the Fairy Mountains have a number of peaks, right? It is a mountain range, but there are a number of tall peaks, a half dozen of them as they head along the range. You believe that the peak that they are in, because they went over the tallest peak that you could see, which, granted, can't see incredibly far because of the limited light. You believe they are about 100 miles north of Naladovi, the mountain range there, and heading northwest.
Is that
Did you say
towards
100,
Naladovi?
100 miles north of Naladovi?
Yes.
Okay. Time for a nap.
Are they headed towards Naladovi?
No, they're heading away from it. Past it, further, closer towards Nocturna.
Willard's
Okay.
workshop is also on the way to Nocturna. Player knowledge.
Sorry, mountains are cool. You said it was a black cloak.
Yes.
Okay, one sec. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Get rid of 2. I've got a secondary question as I'm looking at
Yeah.
this. As I see the kid and kind of can see the figure too, at 10
Yep.
feet away, that's probably easier to do. Is there anything that reminds me of, I don't know, this dude we saw just before we jumped in the River of Time who was monologuing about how he's awesome and we should give up? And
Yeah. You only saw him the one time, but he made an impression.
yeah.
Arrogance, a snappy dresser, strangely, and just these real big crazy eyes. This guy does not remind you of that, though. Give me a perception roll, please.
Okay. I'm gonna spend a destiny on that too.
Okay, burning through them destiny points today.
Seems important.
Yeah. So it doesn't feel right. You can't see his face. But you can hear. And there's a snarl.
Oh, it's Dickhead.
And the shoulders are much more broad than you recall
Yeah.
Willard being.
It's the dude that was with him at the attack of Rosebark. I'm gonna guess.
His name was Yuri.
If you said Snarl.
Yeah, I did say Snarl.
Yeah.
And there seems to be, this person does not seem to be enjoying the work that they are doing at the moment.
Yeah, that would make sense. He's a warrior, not a kidnapper.
Definitely not a fucking minivan.
Unless.
Unless.
Okay.
Over the next 10 minutes you're watching, you do get a glimpse of his mug. And yeah. It's Yuri. I'll give you that because of the destiny point, for sure.
Okay. I'm trying to make sure that what I'm about to say is 25 words.
Perfect.
Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, because I need her to.
Mhm.
Get rid of that. And that's way more words. 21.
Now I hear micros.
They got a lot to say today.
Got it. 1, 2, 3.
Maybe mine are
4,
talking
5,
to
6,
yours.
7, 8,
Maybe.
9, 10, 11, 12,
Long distance communication.
23.
Go
Got it.
home.
Okay. Sending
Peercy,
time.
real
Yeah,
quick,
what's up? Yeah.
The sending stone, didn't Vesper use it to talk to you? I think it's used the one use, right? You can't use it both ways.
Oh, I
You have
don't.
to cast a spell sending, I believe.
I thought Vesper used
I
the sword.
I use my free sending
Then
to do
please
that.
ignore me.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yep.
please ignore me. Just want
Uh,
to make sure I'm doing these things correctly.
So I pull out a sword. A sword. God damn it.
Hell
I pull
yeah.
out the stone
From where?
The stone.
and I speak into it.
Perfect.
Yuri is flying them over the Farian Mountains to the west with the kids, 100 miles north of Naldovi, heading towards Nocturna. He's snarling. Do you want me to say that again?
I will say back.
Okay.
Get a hold of Alenda. She's the only one who might get us there in time.
I don't say anything back.
I know, I'm thinking, I have a lot more words. I'm thinking if there's anything else that you need to know.
Sure.
Yeah. Unless Zeus can get us closer to intercept. I'm out of ideas. And that's it.
Got it. I'm going to breathe for a moment if you want to relay that in-game to people.
Yeah, I'll tell them what you told me. If he's flying and he's already 100 miles north of Naladovi, we're never going to catch him.
Not on our own.
I told Talon to get a hold of my sister, who can teleport within limitations. She needs trees to get where. And she needs to know
This-
of the trees, but...
Is a trap.
Oh, it's 100% a trap. Ow, Kenji. My cat just decided to... The cat set a trap for me in that moment.
And
He's
she
clawed my
agrees that it's a
hand.
trap.
He's like, oh, a trap. Here,
Kenji's
Mom.
working for them.
My claw's in the back of your hand. Rude boy. I have no idea what the fuck I was saying. It's like, so what are our choices? Do we try to intercept him, or do we leave? We can't leave them, can we?
We need a way out, if we can get there. A quick way out.
Burke had
Yeah.
started
It does us no
nodding.
good to strand ourselves out there for 3 children and their trainer.
I mean, if Laren's not responding, I'm not sure that. Well, maybe he's just unconscious, but sending usually wakes you up. So. I just don't know that we have the resources to do this. In the time that we have to do it. Without putting
Starro
ourselves
put
in
his
any
hand on her
danger.
shoulders and said, Vesper, we can't save them all. And I can't risk Willard catching me if we don't have an easy way to get back.
I agree. I had this dream. It was super strange. Like, where we died fighting some sort of plant child abomination thing. And I know it's just a dream, but those kids are already magically chosen by something. So either they're going to be protected by that, or Willard's going to be able to twist it.
We should assume Willard will twist it to his will.
I just don't think those kids are... I don't know what to do.
I think for now we need to head back to Rosebark.
Yeah.
Does Burke remember any twisted Rosebark children in the army of Willard in the future that Burke comes from?
Give me a history roll.
Sure. That is something that Burke actually has proficiency in.
Woo!
That is definitely cock stupid D&D Beyond. An 8.
Yes?
Okay, so Burke, your memories from the fall of Rosebark are spotty, as many of your memories are.
There was a lot of rage involved.
There's a lot of rage involved. Not all of it from you. What you remember specifically is that the army that was the warriors are comprised of Tier Forged and Warforged. Though at the front, there was several human wizards that as they approached the walls, the protections were removed, pulling the magic away, allowing the walls to be weakened as the Tier Forged and Warforged army broke through.
Burke's not great with human ages, but did they look old or old?
Old, not old.
Well, crud.
They weren't really that important. They were the magic taker downers. They did the thing.
All right. Burke internally feels much better that we didn't cause this theoretically. Like it was always going to happen and the timeline had nothing to do with us, maybe. Whether or not he vocalizes that, he'll probably wait for Vesper to get out of her stab things in the back of the shed mood.
You're gonna be waiting a while.
Right, that's what I was thinking.
It's okay though. She's not stabbing things in the back of the shed anymore. She's just like, well, I guess we go back then because we're not going to catch them at this rate. Because even if my sister happens to be in Rosebark at this very moment. She can't get us there and get us out in the same day. So we're going to need several layers of infiltration expertise, which may mean tracking somebody else down, which is more fucking time for Will to peel the fucking roots out of the skin of the children that he has. So, you know. I am... She takes a deep breath and then looks at both of them intently and says, we need more help than we have on our side right now. Because as lovely as the people of Rosebark are, they do not have the resources we need to be dealing with things on the scale that we need it dealt with. Clearly.
We are 4 capable chucklefucks.
We are 4 capable chucklefucks. But I don't know how to cross 100 miles twice in a single day while rescuing children when I haven't slept in a day and a half.
Did Burke share his memory at all?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
As per Burke.
Yep. It's on brand. That tracks.
Yep.
So I'm just feeling a little overwhelmed and incompetent right now. I use a sword.
Yeah, we should have kept them with us. That part's
We
on
should
us.
have. We should have. But, you
We
know,
did save them. And then we lost them.
I was hoping to
technically-
catch
Technically, they lost them.
literally any amount of a fucking break in the present day. You know, I've been trying.
Vesper, we found 6 children alive.
And then
Need I say that again? We found 6 of them alive. We could have found them dead.
What you're saying is right in that all they're doing is trying to get you back.
Exactly.
I don't want them to have you either.
I will not allow that, to the best of my abilities.
So, Talon, after seeing all this, looks over at Dave, slams the wine, says, I might be back. I will probably be back, but I need to go do something real quick. Will you be up?
He looks at you. You know, his lips parse together. I'll make a pot of coffee.
Thank you.
Of course.
And then Talon goes running off back to Rosewood Place.
Okay.
He goes to, which I know is not quick, right? It's going to take some time to get across town.
I mean, it's not that big. Like, you can do it in a couple of minutes.
Sure.
Well,
Probably more.
5-6 minutes.
Yeah.
Depends on how good of shape Talon's in, really.
Oh, he's dexterous, but
Not a marathon runner, is what you're saying? Not a sprinter?
We've only
to
been
10
back
minutes.
like 2 weeks. That's
Yeah.
not enough time to put back on the muscle and the vitamin
true.
D.
yeah.
Like
So
the Victorian elf.
runs over there. First thing he does is bam, 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 bam on Zeus's room.
You see a so okay, so you're in got it. So Zeus has a room in the second story. Do you like throw rocks at the window, or do you run inside and you bang on his door on the end?
No.
Do you go inside?
I go inside and like bang on his door, bam, 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 bam.
Sure. Sure. Oh, okay. You kind of hear, oh, and then you see the door open. There are candles with a bunch of books in his room that are on. You see a binding being taken apart. There's a bunch of gut and paper, and there's some glue. And he seems to be in the midst of repairing some old texts.
Oh, good. You're still awake.
And then what's happened?
3 of the children have been taken by Nuri. They're in the mountains on the way over the Farian Mountains toward Nocturna. Do you have a familiarity with that area? Where they might be? Well, 3 of the children in Larian.
I mean, academically, yes. I know,
That's
I've-
good enough.
I've-
Do you know who Yuri
know-
is?
he seems to take a moment. Yes, I'm very familiar with him. Talon? Oh God. You know what? This can wait till later. I don't have to tell you now. There's something else going on. Please go ahead.
He's probably taking them to the farm. He's probably ordered to do so by Willard, or he's taking to Willard's workshop. Either way, he's not liking what he's doing. I'm going to go grab Ryan. I have an idea. I don't know if you can do it, though, but I have an idea.
Okay, but whatever I can do to help. Sure. Let me just put my things away.
Thank you. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No. This is my enjoyment time. You know what? It can wait till later. And he just he goes 1 moment, and he starts taking the glue, putting the glue out, putting his books up. He puts in some wax paper on top of the different pieces that he's doing, so he can continue the work of rebinding these books later. And you know, kind of just puts a little sheet over that. He goes, "Where are we going?"
Well, I'll be right back. I'm going to grab Ryan. Do what you need to do. It'll take a moment.
Oh, okay. Sure. I'll be right here.
Thank you.
And he goes back to taking a little bit more time putting things away.
Okay. Then I run up to Ryan's room, which is
Okay.
next to mine, and bam, 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 bam. It's nighttime.
Yeah. I mean, it's you know, the violin that you hear behind it stops. And Talon,
Can you fly?
yes. Why?
Yuri's taken 3 of the children and Larion. He's 100 miles north of here, flying over the peaks, the largest peak of the Farian Mountains. Probably either taking them to wherever Willard's workshop is, I have no clue, or to the farm, which I think you know pretty well.
They do. That's horrible, Talon. I'm so sorry. What can I do?
I was wondering if maybe you and Zeus could do something about it.
Like, what?
I don't exactly know. Go there, kick Yuri's ass enough to get the kids back, and then teleport back. I don't really know if that's even possible. I don't know everything Zeus can do. It was just the first idea that popped in my head.
Talon, of course, I'm always glad to fight by your side. I've come to blows with Yuri before. It's not. Let's not use Zeus' same voice this time. It's not gone well in the past. I'm not saying I'm not willing. But if I'm going to go, I want to make sure I have a chance of beating him this time.
I understand.
I know you all have become so much stronger, and I really think that we can hold our own if we were to face him again, but just me going after him, Talon, despite what I am, I'm not much of a fighter.
I know. I was hoping it would be less of a fight and more of a snatch and grab.
Sure.
He's not going to expect it. That's for certain.
No, certainly he would not expect
that's- Yeah.
that.
And that's only if
Okay.
it's possible.
Okay. Couple
And if you need
points
blood
that
to
I
make
should
you
just-
stronger, then take mine.
Well, I appreciate that, and I really wish we can do this in more fun circumstances
I
than
know.
these necessary ones. I should clarify. I can fly, but as a bat,
Oh.
I don't. I'm
Okay.
not swift.
It's still possible. Maybe.
Sure.
I also don't even know if it's possible for Zeus to do it. It's just the first thing that popped in my head, and like I know that I can't do
Yes,
it. So
of course. Okay.
let's
Well,
let's mind if we
and you know, yeah. Let's.
Zeus's room.
Man, if only we had a base of some sort with maps we could look at. That
Right,
would
it's
be
crazy.
Great,
It'd be
wouldn't
super nice, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll have to get on that.
Soon, yeah, these dickheads got us before we had anything like that planned. But I tell you what, the thing is, if they get away with this, Ryan, I'm not like I used to be right now. I don't know that I have that much forgiveness in me.
What are you saying, Talon?
Nocturne has caused a lot of atrocities.
Yes.
And I know you didn't like this sentiment before, and is nothing against you personally. If there is anybody worth saving, if this goes very badly, and there's anyone worth saving, my goal will be to raise it and rid the world of most of their kind. Maybe not all, but most of the ones in Nocturna. They're nothing but horror. You're not horror. You're amazing. But this is more than I can handle. And I
will
won't
do
forgive
what
them
I can
for it.
to help you, Talon. And as much as I appreciate the sentiment, I too am a monster. I have killed innocents. We all have.
You don't
I
have
do
to.
not love that part about me. But I am someone's nightmare.
Well, hopefully you can be Yuri's. I don't know.
You see him give kind of a gallows smile.
Yeah.
Would be nice to return the favor once.
Yeah, sorry. This is just beyond. Like they have my mother too. So like.
I didn't. Did I know that?
I don't know that you did.
T-
Zeus did. Zeus told me.
Oh. She must be at the farm then.
I have 9 years. But maybe not that long. I don't know. I have some time.
Well, I will tell you this. I know that place incredibly well. Anything I can do to get you in and out, I will.
Thanks.
Obviously, this is not a talk for tonight.
Yeah. That's definitely a talk I want to have, though.
Sure. Sure. Okay, let's go pull off a miracle then, I guess.
If we can. Like I said, I don't know what Zeus can do.
Let's find out.
Yeah.
And I guess the two of you head to Zeus's room?
Yeah.
Okay. Two of you arrive. Zeus is, as you enter the room, it looks as if there has been nothing out. Everything is in pristine order. The tables have been wiped down. Even the candle wax that was on the ground has been cleaned up. And he looks up at you and Rogers and he says, well, what's your plan? And I think that'll be a great point for us to take a short rest, ladies and gentlemen, mortals and monsters. And we'll be back in about 15 minutes.
okay.
Hey, friends.
Oh, I just bought my party decorations on Amazon and I'm so happy.
Good. I think
Nice.
I'm the only person who's happy right now. I think everybody else is really mad at me. We'll figure it out. I'm gonna go turn a light.
This is probably a silly question, but is a sleeping creature incapacitated?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
They're unconscious.
There we go. That was the missing note. Thank you.
Oh yeah. This is definitely not a let's find a peaceful resolution now. This is a oh.
Well, welcome back, mortals and monsters. Hope you enjoyed your short rest. We did. See, let's get right back into it, shall we? I believe our cliffhanger line was Zeus asking Talon what his plan was.
The thought is maybe you have a way to get us somewhere quickly to snatch the kids and get back quickly.
I could certainly try. Where did you see them? Where were they?
They were just over the Faron Mountains, crossing, and this was like, 10 minutes ago, crossing the highest peak there above the clouds. Yuri's flying with Larion and the 3 children. He's not
Flying?
happy about what he's doing.
Do you know where they're going?
They're in the direction of Nocturna. They're about 100 miles north of Naldovi.
I can't teleport into Nocturna.
They're not in Nocturna yet. They're in the sky, actually.
Yes, of course, but there is. He goes over to his desk and looks for a map and rolls it out on his desk and opens it up. If you're saying they're here, and he points to a space on the map, he runs his finger along the line. That's 1 second. He gets out a set of calipers.
I'll be
About 500-600 miles from Nocturna. And
that seems about right if these are the stars that I saw.
yes, and if you're wrong about where they are here, and we try to intercept them at any appreciable distance away, we would not be underneath them, and then we'd be trying to spot them.
We can
I
return.
can't-
Sorry.
I can't teleport directly to Yuri. I can head to a place I've set up a circle that I've been before, but
Have you been there in this time?
I cannot teleport in and out of Nocturna.
No, I
And-
mean to the circle.
Which circle?
You just said to a circle you've set up before. Oh, you're saying any circle I see. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Talon. The way my spell works is there is a series of locations that I can connect to. It's not I want to go see you and Vesper when I can just teleport to you. That is, of course, the dream of all transportation magic. It's very difficult, very complex, and I don't yet have the full grasp of how to do that. What I can do is there's a series of locations that I know how to guide my magic to, and can create a door of sorts that allows me to go from open my door here at this circle. He will kind of motion to pull out of his bag like a little springy ring of silver that he kind of unfurls and places on the floor. Here, this door to another that I know where exists.
Do you know of one that's close?
No. Even before we left, in the future, Talon, I was a member of a resistance fighting against Nocturna. We were not yet even striking at their places. We were trying to take back Tyr and defending Spire and trying to...
Right.
We did
that's
not
right.
incur into Nocturna's lands. We didn't get that far. And even the circles that I knew and connected to, they aren't built yet.
Right. Right.
Talon, I'm sorry. I'd be glad to set something up now, but this is not the kind of thing I can do on a whim. I'm hoping that I'll be able to ease your travel in the future by setting up circles here.
Yes, I forget. We spent so much time in the river.
Talon, have a seat. Let me bring you something to drink.
Tea. Wait. What about the one that existed? Wasn't there one that existed in the Professor's Temple? That secret temple we found. Or you set one up. I don't remember. No, we got out of there differently.
I don't believe there was a circle there, Talon. The circles that we used really were gates that connected my ring to a location in Spire and a few others
That's
that were
right.
located. There was a location in Hekuktar that might have been made before today,
Huh.
that I might be able to get us there, but that will take us even further away.
Yeah, that's... Never mind then. I'll,
I'm sorry. I could try and see if I can connect you to Spire, maybe someone there, but I don't even know if the gate that this connects to has been built yet. I haven't wanted to test it yet.
yeah.
It's
Did
a
you
lot of
make one?
explaining, and
Sorry,
go ahead. No, it's silly. It needs to be done. Drow are not much liked in Spire, and it was much easier when they didn't know what I was, and I don't think I'm going to be able to connect with them in such a roundabout way when it's in peacetime. And if I was to reach out to Spire, I don't want to be a villain, Talon.
I understand.
Sorry I haven't reached out yet.
Was there one in Reiki?
Perhaps, but not one that I'm familiar with.
No, but we were in Reiki for a time.
Yes?
Did we make that one? Oh, this is so confusing.
Talon, every time we teleported, we used this, and he holds out his ring. Do you not remember?
I remember many things. Zeus.
Let's get you that tea. And he begins steeping, a cup of tea.
Okay, so we can't do this, is what you're saying.
I don't know a way. I'm sorry. I wish I could. I wish I did.
No, it's okay. It's not your fault.
I can work on creating a permanent circle here. I was meaning to speak with you on that, actually.
Actually, that's a great plan. Do that.
Yes,
love that
I
idea.
know that you are building a new home, which I was hoping that I would have my own room there as well and a place for my books.
Oh, we can probably figure that out.
And I would be glad to place a circle there and be able to help connect it to different places. You were looking... It's not important. It's a discussion for later.
But a very good idea, and I completely agree, and I think everyone else will too. It should
Yeah,
be in the
Ryan.
basement, in this secret portion. Never mind. Yeah, not right now. Do y'all mind waiting for a moment so I can get a hold of someone else to see if maybe they can be helpful?
Ryan kind of shares a look with Zeus. I'll come with you, if that's all right.
Huh?
Ellen?
Yeah. Come with me? Yeah.
He kind of puts an arm around your shoulder, and where are we going?
Nowhere at the moment. I'm going to cast a spell.
Oh, okay. Then I guess I'll wait here then.
Thanks. We may be going somewhere. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll cast Sending to
Okay.
Alinda.
Okay.
Let's say... I won't even say her first name. How... Oh. Do I know she's in Rosebark yet or not?
You have not checked. You've been
You're
running
right.
around.
Let me... actually, yeah. We're gonna go figure something else out real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Where was she staying when we were here? When she was here?
She was staying, I believe, she was staying at Hartford Hall as well.
I didn't think that place was built. You mean the Rosewood
Sorry, not
Club?
Hartford Halls, Rosewood Place. Excuse me.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'm gonna go knock on the room through a door real quick. I get that look of like, wait a minute, she might be here.
Yep.
And I say that, and I'd like bust up out of the room.
And you hear a shrill voice. Whoever is daring to wake me up better have a damn good reason. And you hear, you see the door. After a few minutes, door slams open. You see a very, very angry Alinda in a pink fluffy robe, her hair in curlers, and these cute little bunny slippers, and just the most ferocious scowl on her face. What do you want?
3 children were taken by a vampire that I'm tracking, and I need to know if you can get us near them. Sorry to bug you at such an hour.
Oh, that is a rather good excuse, actually. Sorry, Talon. Didn't realize that was you.
It's okay. It's late, and we're just trying to move quickly.
She kind of rubs her eyes, sleep in them. Where's my sister? Is she okay?
She went out looking for them with Sir Star and Burke and didn't find them. I scried upon one of the children, Hopper, and found him, and they are rapidly flying over the peaks of the Farron Mountain, about 100, probably more like 110 miles north of here, headed northwest towards probably Nocturna.
Okay.
There
What
are
do you need?
pine trees everywhere and snow-covered mountains. We'd need a ride there.
If I can see the tree, I can get us there, sure.
Like physically see it?
Yes. I need to be familiar with the tree.
What if you saw it in my head?
That should work.
Or if I showed you an illusion of it?
If you are confident you can get it exactly, yes. If any detail is out of place, if any root was incorrectly wrapped around another, I
Well,
could not locate the correct tree. How good's your memory?
That's a I don't know. But
I could scry if you could describe me the location.
I have an idea then.
Okay.
Let's all go to the Church of Asilios, the temple. The priest there is waiting. I've scribed from there once already. I can scry again on the children, and then you can see the trees there. Scry yourself.
Yeah, okay. Talon,
Yeah.
I'm in my bedroom.
Right.
Bedrobe. Give me a moment. Let me put something on.
Sure. We'll grab Zeus, and I kind of look over at Rogers and kind of nod, and wait for you in the room down the stairs, down the hall, one on the left.
Okay, let me just put something on. And about 5 minutes later, she appears at downstairs in a beautiful pink dress, hair pretty damn immaculate, dressed, and just looking as if she's ready to take on the world. But very, very clean and very pretty. Okay, it's on.
Thanks. To the Temple of Asilios.
Sure.
Just kind of look around the room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Head back.
Yeah. You come back, Dave looks around.
Hi.
I didn't make enough coffee for everyone. I will put on another pot.
Thank you.
Linda goes, "Oh, yes, please." And she just immediately takes the one cup that's there. Thank you. And she begins delicately sipping on her cup of coffee. Ryan's good. And Zeus, yes, please. And Dave goes about making another pot of coffee.
I'm gonna leave a nice donation later. I head over to the font filled with holy water where the
Yep.
child's wet clothing is laying in.
Right.
And I begin casting scrying again on Hopper.
Okay. Once again, another 10 minutes goes by, and the pool resolves into another image of the same cloaked figure. The moon... Actually, what is the phase of the moon right now? How much moonlight do we have? Looks like it's a waning crescent, so there still is some moonlight, but not much.
Okay.
And but you do get a bit of a glint of moonlight on Fangs, of Yuri's Fangs, as he is appears to be straining, uncomfortable. He's working pretty hard to be moving at this pace, like this. This does not appear to be something that he is easily doing. Under his arm, you see, once again, Hopper, Jack, and Lake, and Laren. Still all of them quiet and still.
Okay.
Does not appear to be dead.
Right.
And as you look around, you are just at the edge of the cloud level.
Mm-hmm.
And looking down on a vast expanse of the earth before you. You can vaguely make out some... Pull this up. To your left, you can make out some dim lights of something, a settlement maybe. It could be a large bonfire. It's just a small illumination to your left as you're going forward. You're up hundreds of feet in the air,
Right.
possibly more.
Can you even see a tree enough to be able to do it?
Maybe telescope. I don't.
I can't get any
Talon,
closer.
he's moving so quickly. I don't. Even if I could see a tree, he'd be miles past by the time.
He can't
and
move
up.
that fast.
I don't. Well. Okay, even if he can't, can you keep up? Only
Probably
trees
not.
that I see, he's moving. He's already passed. If you look down, maybe if I look ahead, she's trying to squints. As best you can. I can.
Yeah.
I really can't make much out.
Okay.
If you keep scrying and we can see where they land, I can get us there. But,
Like, this is the last time I can do this.
well, it's a good thing I know how to scry then.
How many times can you do it, though?
Well, I believe I got 2 or 3 more in me today.
Okay. I'm going to keep this up for the next 10 minutes. But Vesper and Sir Star and Burke are on their way back. Perhaps you could pick them up. I don't know how many times you can do anything. Is the tree trick a one-way thing? Is the thing you can do, I don't know, it's a tree trick, a one-way thing?
So I can transport between any two trees I'm familiar with as long as they're large enough to walk through. It's pretty handy, but it is one way, so I'd have to do it, go there, get them, come back.
And there's no
And
way
I
you could do
have-
it 4 times. Okay.
No, and I also don't know where they are. I'd have to scry on Vespa, but with that damn friend of hers, I can't see her too often.
I can contact them and make sure that's possible, but it's still not going to be possible to get them and get the kids. If we can even get
Yep.
the kids.
No, it would not be. Not today. I can scry and transport, but no, I could. If I push myself, I can do that trick twice.
I understand.
I'm sorry. We all
I
have our
just-
limits.
Believe me, I understand. I keep the scrying up for the full 10 minutes, just looking for anything that is a better marker or where he might be going.
Sure. Yeah, the one thing you're able to see is like a light source in the distance slowly begins to, rescend. Not rescend. That's not a word. To recede past them as they are moving pretty quickly. That light source is moving by. It's too dark to get exactly what it is. The stars tell you the direction they're going in. It's probably still north by northwest at this point.
Okay.
And the one thing that you do see that's actually maybe, no, that won't really matter until sunrise. So never mind. The moon that has been deformed to block out Nocturna and all its lands is currently racing its way around the planet to make sure it meets the rising sun to cover Nocturna's lands. So right now, that's not even in the sky. That'll probably be the best indicator of where they are.
Okay.
But then again, Yuri probably won't be flying in the sky come sunrise, assuming he's not already behind.
Yeah, if
under
he doesn't
Nocturna
make it
protection.
to under the protection, then he'll have to hide somewhere during the day.
Correct.
Our only hope is that he doesn't make it under Nocturna's shadowy protection before the daylight. I don't know if it's useful to scry anymore. I think the only thing we can do is wait for the rest of them to get back here.
One thing you do see before you end the scry is that the world, the clouds, seem to fuzz and blur a bit, and the shape of the clouds change significantly. And you hear Yuri's growl deepen and his breath quicken as if he is worked really hard to do something. And the light that you were following is now significantly behind where they are.
Oh, okay.
And the scry ends.
Sorry to wake you all up.
No, no. I'm glad you did. I wasn't sleeping anyways. And that is said by both Zeus and Rogers at the same time. They kind of look at each other. Well, I wasn't. Nor was I.
Let's just wait for them to come back.
Hey.
I leave a 10 platinum donation in the church's coffer.
Dave smiles at you. You know, pockets the money and walks over and gives you a hug. Be all right, son.
Thanks.
And he lets everyone out. Where do you go?
Just I'll tell them like I'll meet you all back at the Rosewood place. I need to go to the Heart Keepers.
Okay. I do want to check in with my other players and my other characters.
Nope, we're captured.
Oh, nope, never mind. They're captured. It's fine. Talon's on his own.
Everyone captured.
Everyone captured.
Now the party is Talon, Alenda, Zeus, and Rogers. That's 4.
I mean, that is 4. You guys
gosh.
roll up some new
I am
characters.
not rigging that.
You're not regging
Oh,
what?
we roll randomly. Peercy might not even be Talon anymore. Don't worry.
That's true.
Oh, I
That's
like
true.
this idea.
That could be a Linda.
All right.
Who knows?
All right, Ian.
Yeah, exactly.
You're now Talon. I need you to be the face. Let's see, Alenda. That is definitely gonna be played by Nathaniel. Rogers, Ryan. That's clearly Allie. Yeah, it's gonna be Allie. And Talon, who's that leave you with? Zeus. Talon, you're now
Zeus.
Zeus. Let's do this, guys. Next time on Shuffle the Party. I would pay to see that. That'd be funny as hell.
Instead of Talon, it's some other random NPC. It's Dave now, and that's like a side adventure someday.
Yes.
Dave's Adventures. Dave's Daylight Temple Diaries.
I'm definitely not animating Dave.
How
He's the most
dare
White
How
bread
dare
looking dude
you.
you've ever seen.
How dare you not love Dave as much as I do? And all him and all of his secrets, okay?
We're walking.
Okay.
Oh, we're moving quick.
Yeah. No, I'm sure
We're
you guys are booking it back.
jogging as much as 3 people who haven't slept in a hot second can jog.
I need y'all to make, once again, Constitution saving throws, please.
I'm definitely on Shadow. At least
Oh, yeah.
you should be on Shadow with me, realistically.
That's valid.
24.
Okay.
Would you say con save?
Con save.
23.
22. Look at us.
Look at you guys.
24.
Keeping it together. Like, let's be honest. You're feeling it. It's hurting. But you're not yet
forget about
falling
that
off your
plus
horse. Oh, yeah. Okay, great. So you guys you don't have to stop for the, so you can keep powering through. You are going to be in a bad way when you get back, but you're able to make it. Cool.
How
I'm
long
just
does it
checking
take
in.
to get back again?
You spent a good 8 hours heading back, tracking. So it's going to take a little bit less time because you're just booking it back. You can probably get back in 6. You can probably get back to Rosebark by sunrise.
Okay.
It's going to be a weird day.
Which is when we should ambush the vampire.
Yep.
I mean, we'll have presumably at least 12 hours of sun.
Yeah, on the equinox, exactly. Tomorrow has exactly 12 hours of sun.
Stick.
Yep.
I do
That's-
kind of like that you know that.
Thanks. I took
Do we
one
make it?
level in Druid. Yeah, you make it. You were not ambushed in the night. You're making enough noise. The only things that would have attacked you do not see prey. They see two people on a very powerful-looking horse, and a warforged is trudging his way through, not stopping for no rock or no tree. And they avoid
I
you.
can't eat that, so.
Yeah, I can't eat that.
Or I guess the better, like, thing an animal would think is not. I can't eat that. That's not food.
Yep. That sounds probably correct.
Right.
You know, and a horseman of shadow just doesn't seem like food either. Unless I survive on nighttime. Yeah, I just wanted to check if there's any RP stuff you guys wanted to do. Otherwise, I go back to Talon because I know we spent a lot of time with Peercy. So I just wanted to give you guys a moment to touch base.
Punch trees, stab rocks.
I got
Deep
nothing.
breathing.
Okay. Okay.
Rumble under breath.
All good. All right, Peercy.
Learn to fly.
I mean, once we
onto the- Oh,
get back, it's 6 hours
sure.
later. So whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know what the rest of the gang was doing until 6 a.m. But
Yeah. I mean, we could probably get. Pearson, do you want to say that you head to the Heartkeepers around 6 a.m. to get the band back together?
Yeah, that's a good plan.
We can do that.
Wait for them
we can say
entirely.
you've been running around and trying to figure out things and scrying and staying
Yeah.
up, and you and Alinda just tried to scry as long as possible every half hour to try to see when they landed. And
well,
You
it
guys-
doesn't make sense for Alinda to use any of her scrying until we get back because we're not going to be able to do anything before that point anyway.
Agreed.
okay, so then she won't do that.
Which is
Yeah,
why I'm
so it
not-
doesn't make any sense for her to use
It's also why I'm
resources. Yeah, exactly.
not wait until the day, see where they are,
Sure. Okay.
if we can. You know what I mean?
Right,
Yep.
of course. Yep.
But yeah, now it's just sort of wait for these guys to get back. In all honesty, I agree with that totally.
But what I will do is say to Talon is that based on your actually give me another nature roll, please, because I'm assuming you looked up at the sky stars again while you were scrying
Yeah.
the second time.
There's only like 2 places he can be going. Don't use the point.
Yeah.
He's either going to Nocturna
9.
or he's going to Lord's Workshop. Like,
Right.
yeah.
It's a 9 that I got, so I don't know.
Okay, you don't have a great sense of how far they've traveled.
Right.
You know, that's all good. No worries. Yeah, so you know approximately which direction they're going, which is really helpful. And you know, with a good map and a good set of compass, you might be able to get where is their beeline.
Which
you
Zeus
know,
seems
what
to
is-
have
what
one.
direction. So you can probably work out that with him.
That's the stuff that I'll do while we're waiting.
Yeah.
Is we'll try to work out a
Yeah,
trajectory.
you
and-
determine that they're going to the workshop, not to Nocturna.
Oh, because Zeus would note that.
We know where the workshop is. We have that on a map.
Oh,
You
that's
do.
right. We do. That's right. We do. I
We
forget.
do.
Yep.
Yeah, so you know that because I foolishly was like, here, let me put it on a map.
That's right. That's right.
Early on in our career when I was young and foolish. So you know that they're heading to Willard's workshop, even if Zeus is like, they're going here, but that would miss the Nocturna completely, and you're like, oh, I know where that goes.
Yeah. So cool. Well, then we're working. Yeah, we'll wait for everybody else to get back then, and
Right.
let them know
All right,
things.
you guys arrive. It's around 6 a.m. The sky is getting lighter. The sun has not yet come up. So you arrive back to Rose Park.
Probably wouldn't actually hit up the Heartkeepers first because we don't really have anything to tell them that
Sure.
Talon doesn't already know and presumably would tell them.
Right, that's fine.
So
What do you guys
we'll
want to do?
probably just go looking for everybody.
Okay. You find Talon with Zeus in Zeus's room. You see there's from Zeus's window, you see that their light's still on with candles, and you can probably see Zeus and Talon hunched over a desk by the window as you approach Rosewood Place.
Further upstairs.
Mhm.
Just go in.
Yep.
Don't knock. Just open the
Oh,
door.
no, of course. Door opens. There's Vesper, Talon, Zeus. I'm assuming Burke and Sir Star are with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Party's back together.
Woo!
Find out anything?
Yeah. We don't think they're heading towards Nocturna. You want to tell him?
I mean, well, based on Talon's incredibly accurate ability to read the stars and my small ability to understand the mountains and where the peaks could possibly be, we've determined by since the direction that they're heading is in this angle that they would not have, in fact, hit Nocturna, assuming that they don't make any large alterations in their trajectory and their course. So they're taking this route. He draws a line on the map right here. And Talon said that he knows that there is a location right here. He circles a bit on the map that you were able to identify as a place that Willard does some of his research, and we believe that is where they're heading. Good news! Yay! We know where they're going.
They don't need to go to Nocturna. It doesn't matter to Willard.
That was the likely outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Or likely destination, I should say.
It was either Naladovi or the workshop. And since they were far north of Naladovi by the time we found them.
Something like that'll always be the workshop.
Mm-hmm.
Is the workshop in the shadow of
Going
the
to
of
sleep?
the moon?
I don't know about Sir Starenberg, but I need to sleep.
Sleep
can't keep
would be
going.
appreciated.
It'd be helpful if we all did. Your sister too. She was helping us. So is Rogers.
Good. Good.
Um,
My only fear is that we're going to run out of daylight. Well, is the workshop in the purview, actually, of the shadow?
Yes,
Oh, so it doesn't matter. Never mind.
it's within the Deadwood Forest.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter, actually, because the workshop is under the perma-shadow, so... But it is in the middle of the fucking woods. So we can get there, and if Alenda comes with us, we can get back again.
we can scry on a location, not a person.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We did find this doll left out in the woods. Maybe this possession could help with that.
It'd be very useful. I think Alinda could. Yes, I mean,
Yeah,
I
she
have
can
some of their pajamas, and I have a bracelet of Lion's also. But anything is good.
Good.
Do we think it's worth taking 8 hours now? Or do we strike while the iron is as hot as it's going to get?
There's enough. Well, I guess it doesn't matter if there's daylight. So
It doesn't matter about daylight. What matters is what can Willard do to the kids in 8 hours.
just look at Sir Star.
Much. But what he wants to do will take longer. We need to be prepared if we're going into his lair.
I don't necessarily know we need to fight him there. I think we just need to get them out.
I agree.
You make that sound easy.
I'm not saying it's easy, but I am saying we don't feel the need to stay there if there's another possibility. We don't even know that he is there. When I looked at him 2 days ago, he was in Nocturna with Yuri. Not that he's necessarily there now, based on the speed at which Yuri apparently fucking travels.
Yuri was not happy about what he was doing.
No, he's playing errand boy. He failed at his mission to take Rosebark the first time, and so I imagine Willard's having him clean up his own fucking mess.
This is probably what he was after the whole time.
Could be.
There are multiple angles at play here.
We don't know exactly what he wants them for.
We just need to get in, get the kids out. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Just, I don't suppose you know anything about the workshop itself, do you?
DM, has Sir Star learned things in his travels?
Yeah, but you've never been inside the workshop. It is a
Right.
place that you have avoided like the fucking plague. Because you're pretty sure if you ever went in, you're afraid you would never come out.
I'm just not sure how much time he's really had to gain a bunch of information on the workshop.
You probably don't have much. Burke might. But no, you don't.
Then he would say back to Vesper, no, unfortunately, I'm still in the early process of gathering my information. Maybe Burke would know something more, though.
Have you ever been there, Burke?
Burke blinks and comes back online. No. And then goes back offline.
I'm trying to remember if we just have his the map where it is, or if we have a blueprint. I'm trying to find where I have it in notes. I know where we found it, but we found it in the Silent Note outpost.
Correct.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure I foolishly said blueprint before I
I
could
also
take it
think
back.
you did, but I want to double check that that's the case before I say something wrong. Scrolls, trumpets, hand scorpions. Ooh, exactly what they sound like. Sorry, this will take me a minute.
The answer is yes. I did give you the blueprint.
Okay,
It's a rough
Nice.
blueprint, but it is a blueprint.
cool.
It's what it would be is an aerial sketch of the building.
Ah, yes, Willard's Workshop, location and layout. That's what I
And
have.
yeah, so it's not like a like a master blueprint for the person who built it, but it is from a covert collection of information, aerial sketches or sketches from the sky, as well as like likely this is what this area is, likely this is what this area is.
But we don't know anything about it, and we don't exactly have a lot of luxury of planning, so I think the more time we waste trying to make a plan with which we have no information, I don't know, I feel like a scry and then either going now or sleeping and then going are really our options here.
Agreed. I would appreciate sleep, but I could also move.
What do the rest of you think?
I think you should sleep. I think 2 scrying are what we need. 1 to make sure that's actually where they are, and where they are inside of there. And the other to find a tree.
Yeah. One's going to have to be on the outside for Alenda to find a tree.
Right.
Thankfully, they're in the forest, so I can't imagine it will be that difficult. And while she's there, maybe she can get an idea of entrances, exits, guards, that sort of thing.
Right.
While she's looking at least at one part of the property.
And hopefully it doesn't have the same problem that Nocturna does.
Yeah. And then the second one for actually scrying on the children, one of
Right.
them to see where they are.
Yep.
Best guess. Okay.
Yep.
Let's
I
have her
see
do
people.
that now, and then she can also rest.
I was thinking the same thing.
Okay. I'll go get her.
Thanks.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna knock very gently on my sister's door.
And it opens actually quite quickly, and you see her a little bit tired with a book in her hands. She looks at you, eyes open wide, pulls the door all the way open, and grabs you tightly into a fierce hug.
Yeah, I just cried to her shoulder for a minute.
Vespi, oh my god.
So stupid, Lenny. It was so stupid. We thought that he'd be in there with the kids, and so that we could send Laren and the other three back. Without them meeting anything worse in the woods than a wolf.
It's okay.
No! She like pushes away, or like pulls away a little. She's like, it's not okay. It's not just, I mean, 3 lives of 3 children by themselves is tragic enough, but you don't know Willard and what he could do to them or with them, and then what they will do on his behalf when he's done with them.
Vespi, listen to me. What could you have done differently?
Kept them with us.
Was that the
Kept a
safest
watch
plan?
on them. Yes, actually. Yes, it was. And we didn't take that option because we were trying to get them away from maybe potential more danger. But yes, in hindsight, yes, it was. I don't.
You went into a unknown cave filled with poison gas. Would that be? Oh, I was watching. Sorry. And you thought it would have been good to take small children into that.
We're not taking small children into the fucking cave, Alenda. We left the dogs outside. Laren and 4 dogs and a horse surely could have guarded children better, and then there would be less distance between us. Because there
You're
wouldn't
still-
be 8 hours of travel. It's
Perhaps-
whatever, it's logistics. It doesn't fucking matter because it's done.
Beating yourself up will not help.
I'm not beating myself up about it, Alenda. I am sick and fucking tired of this shit happening. I'm so sick and tired of it. Everywhere I go, it's crisis after crisis, whether it's our fault or it just happens when we're there. I'm just so tired. And I'm so tired of not being able to do anything about it. What have I got? Swords? Great. He was 300 miles away, 8 hours after we found him. What am I supposed to do about that? This needs to be done. This needs to be over.
So sorry, Vespi.
We need more people. She'll grab her sister's hands.
Mm-hmm.
We need help. And we're hopefully going to pull Lord Hartford into the fold if he will still see us after delaying his meeting at least twice, maybe 3 times, because we disappeared that first time. It's not enough. And I don't know who else to ask at this point. But I've got a lot of work to do.
Yes.
And I can't go running around after kidnapped children if I'm going to have the time to do it.
No. I will be glad to do what I can to help. But if you want to make real change when this is over, you'll have to find someone else to do things like this.
No. I'll figure that out once you've got these kids back, I guess.
Okay, but first, sleep. And she kind of, she's gonna drag
no,
you.
first scrying. Stop it. I've got scrying to do.
Okay.
And we'll all sleep.
Fine. Scry. What am I looking for?
Oh, come on.
Okay. And she'll go with you.
Yeah, we'll Batman our way over to the scrying pool again, I guess.
Yep.
So,
Perfect.
That's where we were headed.
yep.
Okay. So, what are we looking for?
So, Zeus has a map.
He does.
There's a location that's here that you need to scry upon that location and find a tree, any suitable tree, and then whatever else you can find. And then I'll scry on the kids.
Okay.
We'll see if this even works. If
I
it
will
all
do what I
does.
can. Yes.
Sorry. I'm sorry, Linda. If it all does, then we all go get rest. And then during the day, well, this doesn't really matter if it's during the day, but
Mm-hmm.
then we go over there. We're just getting the kids and leaving.
Okay. Well, let's find out what we can first. And she says, and she kind of looks into this map, this location. Okay, if we are here, and she kind of does a little bit of mental calculus, and she whispers some words, and the pool of begins to shimmer, and an image begins to form. As it's just sort of daylight, the sky begins to lighten, and while yes, this area is underneath the Everdusk. No, it's not the Everdusk. It hasn't been built yet, but it is under the moon's shadow. There is some still reflective sunlight that does able to make it so it looks to appear more like dusk versus it appearing completely dark. And as she kind of looks around into this forest of dead trees, she sees what looks to be kind of a dark black or brown thing. It's fuzzy. It's not clear. There are trees nearby, but this rather large black something is out of focus. Don't. Probably what we're looking for, but I can't get a look at it. Thankfully, I only need two. She kind of focuses the scrying pool. Had one of these. And she kind of gets a look on some of these trees. Give us a couple of options. Maybe so we're not right at their front door. Maybe there's some that they are. Okay. I can get you there.
Does that mean that I probably won't be able to actually scry on the kids?
I would guess that whatever that structure is, it is been built in such a way that scrying will not be effective within that structure. I'd say walls, but I can't be certain it's a building.
Well, they haven't met me. I've seen things.
She kind of gives you an eye. Okay.
I've seen
See
things
what you
no
got.
one should see. So, GM,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to do something crazy.
I like crazy.
Okay. I'd like to use scrying.
Okay.
And I'd like to spend 4 destiny points when I do it.
Okay. Explain yourself.
Cool. I want to see this thing like a 3D model and a location of the children that I have. Try to break through, even if it's not for the entirety of the 10 minutes, right? Like, confirm the layout we have, know the position of the kids, at least at the time of scrying. Yeah. And break through the walls of whatever protection is there. Not destroy. I probably won't destroy the protection because I don't know that that's can be done without a dispel or anything like that. But
Sure.
at least I'm scrying in time.
Okay, I will tell you what. I have a way that this can work.
Okay.
It will not be exactly what you want, but it will be in the correct vein of what your character's going on with your character, and we'll kind of lean more into the shit of the fracturing of who Talon is as a person.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll see more. He'll gain memories of other versions of himself, or the things that happened that was not him.
That makes sense.
Okay, and so, meaning that you will see a parallel Willard's workshop, not the one the kids are in, but likely the same layout.
If it's less exact, do you get to spend fewer destiny
Yeah,
points?
that's actually I kind of was wondering that too, because where the kids are is important.
I understand, but I just can't think of a good way to give you that information.
You're in a fucking temple, my guy. God
Yeah.
gives you that information.
And
Right. I was
That does
about
make
hop
sense.
I have
in
all their
on
PJs
that.
too.
If I could add some destiny point with a prayer to my
God
god.
of secrets.
Yeah.
God of secrets.
That makes a whole bunch of fucking sense, actually. Yeah, Nathaniel, say what you were gonna say.
Let's see.
Because Nathaniel has some information about this as well.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, Sir Star knows Dave's secrets.
Secret Santa knows all.
Is Sir Star
Is he
still with
gone?
us?
Do we get lost?
Nathaniel,
Yes.
are you
No,
with
sorry.
us?
I said give me a moment.
Okay,
okay.
cool.
Sorry about it though. Sorry. Yeah, he'd like think out a quiet prayer while holding his amulet and think up to his god. Professor, I am in dire need of your assistance. Not only to rescue 3 valuable assets to Willard, but to gain much needed information about his workshop and how I can move about. Please lend your power to my friend Talon as he looks into their space. And that's it.
Okay. Do you spend any destiny points as well, or just a prayer? Just curious.
Destiny point.
Okay, cool. Cool.
That which conceals knows how to reveal.
Can I add one little thing?
Yes.
If it's possible for the scrying and the pool that we're in, can it somehow be like peeling away the layers of time, like it looking through that, like be visible to other people when the spell is cast? And
Can it
like
be
it's that
visible to other
like
people? Okay, I will say this.
because we're looking at a pool is what I mean.
You were looking at a pool, correct?
Right. So the pool looks like slightly something resembling the river of time.
I have a solution for this. I know what's going to happen here. I got this. As Nathaniel sends out that prayer, your amulet pulses with a black light in time with a pulsing of the water from this holy pool. Dave looks up and kind of locks eyes with you, Nathaniel, Sir Star. And he too grabs an amulet underneath his clothing. And what you see, Talon, is that scrying, that location, that pool, disappears. And what you see is a grand hall. A door, a grand foyer. The door opens. And within this grand foyer, there are mirrors along each wall. Portraits, paintings, windows. and many, many reflective surfaces. In this place, every surface, the stones, the tables, the chairs, the instruments, of which there are many, all are reflective. And the perspective in this pool begins traversing through this grand estate and turning towards a small, compact, a makeup compact.
Mm-hmm.
It opens, you see a mirror reflective inside, and flips behind the back of the compact. Then in the back of the compact there's a small gem. And as the vision focuses on that small gem, a image appears and materializes of a kobold, young kobold. And you see from his perspective, working for years to build a structure. You see the perspective of his kobold through time as he hollows out a great monster to create rooms and cells. And you see Willard walking around inspecting it. And you see this minion create the structure. And you see the structure completed. And then you see no more.
No kids.
You see the layout, you see the structure, you see cells, you see pools of magical locations, you see some grand chairs. This all happened decades ago. But you see the exact layout of Willard's workshop being built.
It's
This
probably the
individual who
cells.
witnessed this did not live long enough to see it happen. To not see tonight happen.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to watch this place be built.
Like, come to out of whatever it is. Probably like had my head ducked under the water or something.
Potentially.
Like, pop out. I watched this place be built. I know the way in and out of it as well as Willard does now.
Okay.
That is incredibly helpful. Do we know where the kids are?
No, but I know where the cells are. I know where the experimentation room is.
Excellent. They'll be in one of those two.
Then let's
Have we
rest.
tried another sending?
Don't know if you guys have any more. You're probably pretty tapped.
I
Oh,
thought
I-
he had
Yeah, Talon should have a few.
Yeah, I
Okay,
haven't
yeah,
even
go for
used
it.
them yet, but I looked
Oh,
at
right,
like
because you rested.
I don't know what I would use it for, and I would be afraid that through coercion they could learn of us coming.
Yeah.
That is fair.
I think we need to show up as silent as the note I heard just now,
Nice.
and act as swiftly as we can.
Let's get to resting.
I agree.
Sleep and then we go.
Okay.
Yes. I will totally sleep again.
Sounds good. Okay. The four of you head off into your respective rooms. Burke finds a closet somewhere.
Burke has a room.
He
He's
does.
always
Bert
had a
stands
room.
outside Sir Star's door.
He just doesn't use it.
Within
I-
10 feet of Sir Star, but not looming.
Yep.
That's very funny. Beautiful. Yeah, and you guys.
Does not work while he's sleeping.
True
Ah.
facts.
Funny.
Does Burke know that?
I don't think Sir Star has told anyone that.
I'm not exactly sure Sir Star knows that.
It's true.
Oh, okay.
I don't
We
know
know
how.
that.
how
You're asleep
intimately
the whole
does
time,
he
how would you know?
understand his
Yeah,
power,
exactly.
right?
How do you
Like,
learn this?
exactly? It just became a thing. Like, oh shit, I got a little stronger after doing a thing, and now I feel quiet. I don't know. Like,
No idea how it's gonna work. All right, so you guys pass out for 8 hours. It's the late afternoon on Seber Day, the first of Ingot. There is a little festival going on outside.
It's time for love, Dr. Jones.
And you guys are getting ready to head to Willard's workshop. A place I'm excited to see what's going to happen. But I believe that will have to be on the next chapter in the Fables of Alaemyr. Yeah, that was super fun and intense, and I did not expect us to go deal with Willard right now, but I'm super excited to see what happens.
I don't know that we're
So
dealing
I
with Willard.
Well, you're directly confronting his sphere of influence and putting
Right.
yourself in a precarious position where you are
Yep.
within his direct sphere of control. So there's gonna be a lot of stuff that's gonna happen. I'm really excited to see how that's gonna go down. But, yeah. So before we get there, I wanted to say thank you, everyone, mortals and monsters, for venturing with us into Alaemyr. Just a reminder, we stream bi-weekly. So our next session will be on the 10th, though I believe we may probably be doing a side adventure because I know, unfortunately, Allie will not be joining us, and I don't think we're going to have the session without her. So we'll probably be doing some fun one-shot. We'll be continuing to our normal chapter 11 on the 24th of July,
Yes,
which will
11.
be super exciting. Yes, 11?
Yes, 11.
I don't understand what just happened, but okay.
It's okay.
All right, cool. Chapter 11. Yes, the number, the one that we're on. Of course. Yes, that. Yes, I understand. But just to remind you, guys can find us all on our Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and where we share sneak peeks, updates, and all this good stuff in the links below. Before you go, we do need your help. Once again, our lovely players have been super awesome, and I would like to know. The original poll was which player made you thought was the funniest, but I don't think that's really appropriate for this session. So I'm actually going to change that into which character do you felt, emotionally connected to the most? And I think that player will be earning a Destiny point. That poll will be up on our Patreon. No, you don't have to be a member of our Patreon in order to do the poll. It's a public poll. And you can go there. That is scheduled to go live at 10:30, but I'll pop it up a little bit earlier. And I'll have that up in the next 2 to 5 minutes. But last time, our last winner of a Destiny point was Burke. Woo, Burke! Who was able to single-handedly defeat the underwater maze. Well done, Burke.
That maze good.
Maze good. Some may say amazing. And I
No.
hate myself just a little bit more. Oh, man.
Hooray,
so,
Burke.
thank you so much. What's up?
Hooray, Burke.
Hooray, Burke. Well, thank you so much for joining
If I
us
disconnect
tonight.
from a call, can people hear me? on the
No.
stream? Nice.
Wait, I don't think so.
It doesn't do the Discord bloop.
I don't know. I think it will. I think it will. Yes, they will hear you bloop.
Damn,
'Cause
could
I
have
think
done that for comedy.
You really could have. Yes, that would have been
It's in
very
my
good.
back pocket now.
Okay, now no. Whenever I make a
Awesome.
really bad pun, I'd lose the whole party. Excellent. Which is only right. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining us this week. Our poll will be up in the next couple of minutes. So I'd love to see what you guys think and who really made you feel something. I don't know who I'm going to vote for, but whoever gets the most votes will be earning a Destiny point next time. Oh, so our next episode we'll be back on the 10th for a fun one shot. We'll be posting which one we're going to be doing in the next week or so. And our next episode, Chapter 11, will be on the 24th. But until then, hope to see you there. But until then, keep your quills sharp and your eyes wide, adventurers. See you next time. Take care.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.